There's something about a lost city that just grabs you. A whisper from the past, a story waiting to be finished. Atlantis, Shangri-La, the lost city of Z. These aren't just places, they're the ultimate adventure. For centuries, legends like these have driven explorers to the edge of the map, but among them, one name shines brightest: El Dorado, the lost city of gold. Just saying it conjures images of golden temples and unimaginable treasure. But this isn't just about wealth. It's about a golden empire swallowed by the jungles of South America. For hundreds of years, El Dorado was the ultimate prize, the X on the treasure map. The legend became an obsession, infecting everyone from conquistadors to modern adventurers. The story begins in the 16th century, when European explorers, hungry for gold and glory, heard whispers of a king covered in gold dust, and a city where gold was as common as stone. The idea of an entire civilization built on gold was intoxicating, a find that would rewrite history and make its discoverer a legend. The search for El Dorado became a quest for the impossible, a testament to human ambition and our relentless drive to explore the unknown. The legend of El Dorado didn't start with a city, it started with a man. El Dorado means the Gilded One, a title for the Muisca chief in Colombia. When a new chief was chosen, he'd be covered in gold dust and taken to the center of Lake Guatavita on a raft loaded with gold and emeralds. There he'd offer the treasures to the gods by casting them into the lake, then dive in, washing the gold from his body. For the Muisca, gold was sacred, a symbol of the sun, not currency. But the Spanish heard only tales of a king covered in gold and imagined a city of endless riches. The story of a ritual became the legend of a city. Greed and misunderstanding transformed a spiritual ceremony into a feverish quest for gold. The Spanish believed if a king could throw away such wealth, his city must be unimaginably rich. Thus, El Dorado the man became El Dorado the city, a myth that would launch centuries of obsession. The true meaning was lost, replaced by dreams of conquest. This misunderstanding set the stage for one of history's most destructive quests. The Golden City legend spread like wildfire among the conquistadors. Men sold everything, risking their lives for a fantasy born from a misunderstood ritual. Expeditions led by men like Gonzalo Pizarro and Francisco de Orellana plunged into the Amazon, facing starvation, disease, and hostile terrain. Most never returned. Pizarro's expedition ended in disaster, with only a handful surviving. Orellana's journey down the Amazon was legendary, but he found no city of gold. The search left a trail of death and destruction, but the myth only grew stronger. Each failure made the city seem more real, more hidden, more valuable. No one wanted to admit defeat. The legend became a self-perpetuating obsession. El Dorado lured men to their doom, always just out of reach. As the dream of a golden city faded, explorers turned to Lake Guatavita, the origin of the legend. If the ritual was real, the lake's bottom must be filled with gold. In the 1580s, Antonio de Sepulveda tried to drain the lake, uncovering hundreds of gold artifacts and emeralds. But greed led to disaster. A landslide refilled the lake, hiding its secrets once more. Over the centuries, others tried and failed to unlock the lake's treasures. The most famous artifact, the Muisca raft, wasn't even found in the lake, but in a nearby cave in 1969. This gold piece depicts the ritual, proving the story was true. Today, Lake Guatavita is protected, its treasures preserved as cultural heritage. The real treasure is the story of the Muisca people and their worldview. El Dorado wasn't a city of gold, but a man of gold, a legend preserved in the dark waters of a sacred lake. Sometimes the truth behind a legend is just as fascinating as the myth. After centuries of failed searches and the truth revealed, you'd think the quest for El Dorado would be over. But the idea of a lost city of gold is too powerful to die. Even today, explorers use modern technology to search for lost cities in the jungle. Recent discoveries like the City of the Jaguar in Honduras prove there are still mysteries waiting to be found. El Dorado has become a symbol, the ultimate quest, the spirit of exploration, the hope for something magical just beyond the horizon. The legend inspires books, movies, and adventures embedding itself in our culture. It reminds us that the greatest treasure is often the journey, not the destination. So, is El Dorado real? Maybe it's not a place, but an idea. The hope that there's always one more great discovery to be made. The adventure is still out there. And maybe, that's the real gold.